Which principle best explains why Canadian courts can invalidate a federal or provincial law? A. Responsible government. B. Parliamentary tradition. C. The Constitution is the supreme law of Canada. D. Cabinet solidarity. Answer: C. The Constitution has legal supremacy over all governments. If any law conflicts with constitutional rights or federal-provincial powers, courts can strike it down. This protects democratic rights by ensuring no government exceeds its constitutional limits. Which event marked the first major step toward full legislative independence from Britain? A. The Meech Lake Accord. B. The Statute of Westminster, 1931. C. The Quiet Revolution. D. Confederation, 1867. Answer: B. The Statute of Westminster granted Canada control over foreign affairs and most lawmaking authority. Confederation created Canada, but Westminster made Canada legally autonomous in the modern sense. The main purpose of the Canadian Multiculturalism Act, 1988 is to A. Require equal religious participation. B. Protect Indigenous languages only. C. Ensure all cultural groups can preserve identity while participating fully in society. D. Create federal-level community councils. Answer: C. Canadian multiculturalism affirms that cultural diversity is a strength, and that citizens may maintain heritage while sharing equal rights and responsibilities within Canada's democratic institutions. Which statement best describes the duty of Canadian citizenship? A. Citizens must vote in every election by law. B. Citizens must serve in the military at age 18. C. Citizens should participate actively in their communities and democracy. D. Citizens must support the governing political party. Answer: C. Voting is a right, not mandatory, but active participation, volunteering, staying informed, serving on juries, is considered a civic duty essential to democratic functioning. What was a key consequence of the Battle of Vimy Ridge, 1917, for Canada? A. It caused immediate independence from the UK. B. It united Francophones and Anglophones in a defining national achievement. C. It ended World War I. D. It created the Canadian Charter of Rights. Answer: B. Though not independence, Vimy Ridge symbolized Canadian unity and military strength, contributing to a stronger national identity and international recognition. What is the main responsibility of a Member of Parliament, MP? A. Represent the interests of foreign governments. B. Draft federal regulations alone. C. Represent constituents and legislate on national matters. D. Supervise immigration officers. Answer: C. MPs are elected to express citizens' concerns, debate laws, and shape national policy. They help hold the government accountable in the House of Commons. Which province is the main producer of Canada's hydroelectric power? A. Manitoba. B. Quebec. C. New Brunswick. D. Alberta. Answer: B. Quebec's geography and vast river systems allow it to produce the majority of Canada's hydroelectricity, powering both the province and major exports. Why is the Constitution Act, 1982 significant? A. It transferred control of the RCMP to the provinces. B. It established women's right to vote. C. It patriated the Constitution and added the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. D. It ended provincial taxation. Answer: C. The 1982 Act gave Canada full constitutional control and added the Charter, guaranteeing fundamental freedoms and legal protections enforceable by Canadian courts. Under Canada's federal system, which level of government is responsible for issuing driver's licenses? A. Federal. B. Provincial. C. Territorial only. D. Municipal. Answer: B. Provinces and territories regulate highways and vehicle licensing. This reflects Canada's structure where local matters often fall under provincial authority. Which phrase from the Charter ensures all Canadians are treated equally under the law? A. Peace, order, and good government. B. Equality before and under the law. C. Life, liberty, and security. D. Free and fair elections. Answer, B. The Equality Clause means the law must not discriminate, and any limitation must be justified in a free and democratic society. What key democratic principle is demonstrated when the government loses a confidence vote? A. The Senate gains full power. B. Parliament is suspended automatically. C. The government must resign or call an election. D. The Governor-General becomes Prime Minister. Answer, C. Losing confidence means the elected House no longer supports the government, enforcing accountability and preserving democratic legitimacy. Which region of Canada is known historically as the Gateway to the Prairies? A. Northern Territories. B. Ontario. C. British Columbia Interior. D. Manitoba. Answer, D. Manitoba served as the historic entry point for settlement to the Prairie provinces due to trade routes, railway expansion, and geography. Which Indigenous group traditionally inhabited the Arctic? A. Métis. B. First Nations of the Plains. C. Inuit. D. Haida. Answer, C. Inuit communities have long adapted to Arctic climates, shaping unique cultural, hunting, and survival traditions. Who appoints judges to the Supreme Court of Canada? A. Provincial premiers. B. The Governor-General on advice of the Prime Minister. C. The Speaker of the House. D. The RCMP Commissioner. Answer, B. Appointments require impartiality, but are formally made by the Governor-General following federal executive advice. The term responsible government means A. Citizens must obey all political orders. B. The Crown governs without Parliament. C. The executive must maintain confidence of the elected legislature. D. Elections occur every 10 years. Answer, C. This ensures that government authority comes from the elected House, not the Crown alone, forming Canada's democratic foundation. What is the primary purpose of the Canadian Human Rights Act? A. Control public broadcasting. B. Prevent discrimination in federally regulated sectors. C. Manage provincial schools. D. Regulate food prices. Answer, B. The Act combats discrimination in federal workplaces and services, protecting equality for all Canadians. What is the main reason newcomers must know Canada's history and democratic traditions? A. To join political parties immediately. B. To follow specific cultural customs. C. To understand rights, responsibilities, and national values. D. To study for mandatory military service. Answer, C. Citizenship includes understanding how Canada functions, what freedoms exist, and what duties accompany those freedoms. Why did the Quebec Act of 1774 matter to Canadian development? A. It abolished all French institutions. B. It granted religious freedom and preserved French civil law. C. It created the RCMP. D. It unified Upper and Lower Canada. Answer, B. This act protected French language and religious rights, shaping Canada's bilingual and bicultural foundation. Which body represents Canada's national interests abroad? A. Provincial assemblies. B. Federal Diplomatic Service. C. Municipal councils. D. The Governor-General alone. Answer, B. Global Affairs Canada manages diplomacy, trade, treaties, and support for Canadians worldwide. What event led to Nunavut becoming a territory in 1999? A. Atlantic Accord. B. Indigenous Land Claim Agreement. C. War Measures Act. D. Patriation of the Constitution. Answer, B. Nunavut emerged from the largest Indigenous land claim in Canadian history, recognizing Inuit governance and territorial rights. Which group primarily built the Canadian Pacific Railway in the 1800s? A. Caribbean volunteers. B. Ukrainian settlers. C. Chinese laborers. D. Norwegian miners. Answer, C. Chinese workers faced dangerous conditions and low wages, but played a crucial role in completing the national railway. What does rule of law mean in Canadian democracy? A. Only elected officials must obey legislation. B. The Prime Minister is above the law. C. No one is above the law, including the government. D. Laws apply only to citizens. Answer: C. Rule of law ensures fair application of laws and prevents arbitrary use of power. What symbol on the Canadian flag represents unity? A. Two vertical blue bars. B. A beaver. C. The red maple leaf. D. A golden crown. Answer: C. The maple leaf reflects all Canadians and is recognized globally as a symbol of national unity and identity. What was the main economic reason for European exploration of Canada? A. Oil reserves. B. Rail expansion. C. Fur trade opportunities. D. Mining uranium. Answer: C. Early explorers sought valuable furs, especially beaver pelts, which drove settlement and commercial expansion. What is the purpose of Canada's official bilingualism policy? A. Require all citizens to speak both languages. B. Guarantee federal services in English and French. C. Replace Indigenous languages. D. Allow only federal workers to be bilingual. Answer: B. Bilingualism ensures accessibility and equality by providing federal services in both official languages.